All right, everybody, it's that time again. It is October 31st. And you know what that means? It means... What's up, everybody? This is that Brown Bat back for another October 30th. Welcome back, everybody. This is that Brown Bat back once again for another episode of the Holiday Spectaculars. And we are in the land of Castlevania 3D. Last year was totally side scroll. This year is not, because I finally cracked the code on how to do inside and outside, get it in one toy box because of the mods. I'm not using all the toys that would take to normally do this, so I'm using probably half, and I still broke the memory meter. So we are with the Dracula mod, and I want to say that this is probably the first and the only time I am ever going to play as him. He is supposed to be a boss, but because I don't have time to get the game done, he is here to show you around his house. Right? So we cross the drawbridge and go into the gatehouse. And now we are in the main courtyard, the front courtyard of the castle. And we have the Nightmare Before Christmas trees, or Halloween Town, however you want to say it. It's the one from the racetrack, but if you have version 1.0 of the Brown Bat mod, the trees are available in the clusters. If you put the disc in and theme the trees, you're going to get variants of these. So every part of the building is based on a tower, and I plan on doing some sort of a Let's Build in the future. That's my plans. Anyway, the clock tower finally cracked the code. You do not need mods to build the clock tower except for the textures. And that's something I'll show you in future videos. But anyway, this is based on 8 towers put together, and it finally came out the way I wanted it. With that being said, let's go inside. So we have the entrance hallway that we're going into. And no sound effects. Didn't have time to do that. But you're going to see the windows on each side, and with the long drapes. And if you've watched any of my Let's Builds before, the drapes were a big to-do. Well, now with mods, it's not that big of a deal anymore. And of course the pillars are lined with the candelabras from the interior. We have the carpet, which is carpet. It's a modded carpet. Go in here, and now we are in the main hallway. Okay, and of course you can see windows right out here. And that goes to the center courtyard. There's a fountain. I don't know if you can see it. I know we're using a dark sky dome, but if I don't use it, you're not going to get the feel of what's going on in here. So hopefully this all comes out good. Otherwise, I'm going to have to scrap it and redo it with a lighter sky dome. All right, so where do we want to go first? Well, let's go to the rooftop. So take a hard right here. We go down this corridor, and you got some furniture here, some candelabras, and now we have a staircase. Now, to save space, we are going to teleport. Really, it's going to transition through time. When I say space, these hallways or these staircases do line up, and I can make a huge spiral staircase going up and down, but I needed to save precious memory, so that's my shortcut by using the trigger area. All right, so this is on top of the chapel, not this right here. This right up here. This is on top of the chapel. So this is the way to get to the belfry. Of course, you can climb the climb the ladder, or if you're a vampire, you can just fly up there. And of course, the top belfry. And you could probably, if you have the hook, and you're not a flyer, and you're a high jumper, you can probably make it to the bridge to Dracula's throne room right there. Or definitely if you're a wall crawler. But you can see all the different doors or connections, I guess, between these two towers. There's a bottom one and there's a top one. This, of course, being the clock tower, and that being the keep of Dracula's keep. And below that, our laboratory, or is a laboratory, and below the laboratory is the kitchen, as we'll see. So let's go back down. Let's go back down. Yep, and you can also overlook the rest of this too. The courtyard. The front courtyard. Got the gargoyles up on top. Right, you can overlook the front. You can see up there. You can overlook the side if you want, but there's nothing there except sky. All right, let's go back downstairs. All right, now go back to the main grand hallway. And center courtyard. If we hang a right, we'll go to the chapel, and this is the only entrance to the chapel. And you can see there Medusa's office. I don't have Medusa, but we have the painting. Last year, Jabba the Hutt was Medusa, but I thought it was weird. I'm probably not going to do that again. I don't know. Anyway, here's the pulpit and two organs, one on each side, and we have our special burners there. And you have the confessional, because why not? The confessional showed up I know it was in Symphony of the Night. Alucard could sit down, or Alucard could go on the other side, and sometimes he would actually get stabbed by a ghost. Let's get out of here. This way is the library, or as it is called, the long library in some of the games. And a library is a place where you have books, and there's a lot of books. A lot. So last year, remember, we had the skit that I did with Conan the Librarian. That was pretty funny. My most viewed, I think it's my most viewed video in all. But it's not an original because it's from UHF. All right, so I just went up the stairs here. And yeah, that's my 2-tier library. Let's go back down. And this takes us to the museum, or also called the Marble Gallery. And this, you can look at some of the trophies that he's collected from stealing or conquering from other lands, like the land of the Jackalope, which has an interesting story. I don't know all of it. I just know the origins of the Jackalope. It's not Gravity Falls. It pre-exists Gravity Falls probably by 15 years. Anyway, I think he stole this from the Giant. He defeated the Jack and the Beanstalk Giant, I think. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Huh. He took this from Doctor Strange, and he took this from Aladdin. And this came from the Giant Cinderella, because that is a huge shoe. All right, so going through here, we'll take you to the theater. All right. And I wanted the balconies up here. I just ran out of time and space. Might be able to fit them in there in the long run, but I don't know. But you can see here we have a lot of chairs or seating so people can pack the house and watch the play. What play? I have no idea what we would do here. But we can go backstage and check out the costumes. Puppet theater. And then we can go through here. And then we are above. We'll come back here in a different way. We'll just jump down here because back to the center courtyard. That, of course, is a balcony to overlook. So let's go back to the Grand Hall. And we've gone that way. We've gone that way. Now let's take a left. Now this hallway, we can either take a staircase up, right here, or we can go to the kitchen. So let's go to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen. All right, the kitchen's through there. This is the banquet hall. So this is Dracula's seat in the banquet hall. Here's the organ if he has one of his minions playing music in the fireplace. It probably could use a chandelier here, but we don't have a chandelier. I could build one out of sconces, but let's just pretend I didn't say anything and leave well enough alone. Now we are in the kitchen. And that is a lot of meat being cooked. Through the kitchen, we have the larder, or the food closet, or whatever you want to call it. Right? Now, in the future, I'm going to do the basement levels, and this is where that would go. But as for right now, it goes nowhere. This goes up to Dracula's laboratory, where the servants in the kitchen can come through here and feed him food. That doesn't make sense. I guess they're just going to give him his special food. I really don't know why. I thought that would be a good idea for the servants to go up here when he does. I guess. I don't know. So this goes to his laboratory. If he's in his laboratory, or here. If Dr. Frankenstein is in his part of the laboratory, right here. So the stone slab is where he would probably create his monsters. But Frankenstein's monster is not available today because he is being utilized by the bowtie guy. So go watch his video if you haven't already. So here's the controls for Dr. Frankenstein to give life to his creations. And up here, it's hard to see unless you fly, but there is a skylight up there which does nothing, but it's just cool to be there. You have a shelf of potions, a shelf of books, and more potions, and dials, and books over here, and books over here. And of course, wide open area for a boss fight. Now through here, you are on top of, well, we are already here. Well, we're close to being here because the belfry's right over here. This is on top of the library. Because if we jump down here, yep, that's the library. But you can see through the windows over here, jump up through the crenellations here, there's a room we have not yet gone to. But we just came from the lab. But if we come across here, we go into the clock tower. And we'll just do the clock tower now. even though it's one of the later levels in the game. But the only thing in the clock tower, besides the gears of the clock going all throughout all the walls, is this grand staircase going all the way up. And it has 2 tiers. So when we reach the first tier, this is the door to the bridge. And the bridge, of course, is above where we just came out. And this bridge goes to Dracula's Keep. Now in the game, it's going to be locked. So you have to get that, unlock that by going through somewhere else in the castle to unlock it. If you can survive. Alright, so going up here is the actual clock itself. And somebody would be waiting up here to make sure that you don't proceed any further. Probably Carmilla or Maleficent. Alright, so let's go back down. Just so you don't get dizzy watching me go around in circles. Let's go back out here. So go back through here. Back to the laboratory. And we can go down the stairs here, or we can go down the stairs here. They'll each take you to different parts of the castle. And this one is leading backstage to the theater. You can see here the guest rooms or the servants' quarters. Take your pick. They can be used for whatever we want. And here's... Did I do the balcony yet? I think I did. Yes, we were already here. But we want to go down here. This hallway right here. Follow the carpet. Follow the carpet. We can go downstairs there, but just turn around. And we are in the ballroom. And this is where people dance. I think. It's supposed to be dancing. And having a grand old time. And of course you can see out the window. Just gonna get up here and you can see out the window to the front courtyard. And there's the balconies here. You can actually jump off and go back to the front courtyard. And the stables, I didn't mention those because big deal, right? Who cares about the stables? The horses care about the stables. Alright, let's go through here. And that's the other balcony. And of course you can see the windows inside. Servants' quarters or the guest quarters. Whatever floats your boat. Either one is good. Alright, we already checked that door out. We already checked that balcony out. Now we can go down here. And this is back to the kitchen area. And this is back to the main hallway. Now we can have a choice. The idea is open up all the doors or get them all unlocked. And then ultimately you have a choice of which way you can go to get to Dracula. We can go through the library, or we can go through the kitchen, or we can go through the stairway access off the kitchen. So let's take the museum way. Go through the theater. Servants' quarters and staircase up. Yes. Go staircase. Frankenstein's area. And then cross that bridge. Or on top of the library. However you want to look at it. And let's just float up here so people aren't getting dizzy by watching me climb all these stairs. Oop, there we go. And go through here. And we are going to the throne room. By the way, did you see the entrance? I mean, how could you miss it? But how could I miss it last year? I totally forgot to put the entrance. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just couldn't get it to fit. But I got it to fit this year. By golly, I did. And we're not going to fight Dracula because we are Dracula. We are going to sit down and rest our laurels. Well, I hope you liked the tour of Castle Dracula this year. I do plan on using it for other Castlevania related games. This is the epitome of what I believe the castle should be, at least creating the layout of it, to have the exterior and the interior. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to watch everybody else's video for this spectacular fall festival Halloween, All Hallows Eve. I'm trying to say it as something that's nice instead of something that celebrates spooky. But let's just have fun and not succumb to the wiles of Dracula and his cohorts. Or something. I'm trying to say something inspiring and I'm falling flat. So until next time, remember to keep on modding, keep on messing, and keep on building. If there were enemies, it would go a little bit something like this. Yeah, that does a lot more damage than the whip.